I'm a delivery driver that curbside picks, but I also have other delivery driver friends who curbside pick for me. And I love it when one of them texts me with the good stuff, which this was, believe me. So after I checked for any bugs or any signs of wear and tear that I don't want to deal with, I loaded it up and brought it home. As you see here, we had a creative pre-owner on our hands. But stickers aren't quite the look that I'm going to be going for on this piece. But if I were, dinosaurs were totally what I would be going for. I am so in love with the pre-existing hardware on this piece, but alas, some of it is broken or missing. So I'm going to take the pieces that are intact and add them to the pieces that are not broken or missing on the matching dresser. I don't know how many of you know this, but God let me get to exactly 5 foot even before he's like, yep, she's done.
I just need 4 more inches.
Yes, I have step stools all over the garage, but they're dusty and full of cobwebs, and here I was already there, I was dedicated to it. Once I get dedicated to something, it doesn't matter what common sense is, I just keep on plucking away at it. And then my beautiful son, who is 6 foot, came walking through the garage at just the right time, and I thought, hey.
Hey, come here. I can't get this off. See, I can't, I'm too short. Can you get that? Okay.
Does it face the right way?
Yes.
The drill?
Yes, it is.
Yes, I am one proud mama.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Say hi to the camera.
$1.75.
Even though this piece looks like they moved it directly from the bedroom to the curbside, I'm still going to give it a really good clean. You never know what kind of furniture oils and cleaners, fingerprints, candle waxes, and whatever else might be on the piece that could keep paint from adhering to it. I always use a TSP degreaser deglosser called White Lightning that cuts through the dirt and grime and allows me to have the best chance of a successful job. I am literally a furniture flipper. I flip it and I stack it in order to make more room in my garage for more furniture to flip and stack. Normally this is not a problem, but then occasionally there will be that day where I decide to paint a piece of furniture that already has another piece of furniture flipped over on top of it. And since I'm home alone, I have to get creative at how I take that piece down. Since that one time I nearly busted my face falling out of the bed of my truck, I do try to be more careful these days. You can find that video on my Facebook page, reenacted by Barbie, just a few weeks ago. Another tip for Another tip for successful adhesion for chalk paint is to scuff sand any kind of Another tip for successful adhesion is to sand the shiny surfaces before you apply your chalk paint. I'm using a 180 grit sandpaper to scuff sand this shiny piece, just kind of irritate it a little bit, not unlike my little brother back when he used to come in my room and fart before he slammed the door and then held it shut so I couldn't get out. That way, the chalk paint has some teeth to adhere to, not unlike the ones I used to bite him with when he would do something like that, and I finally caught up to him. Not to worry, though, we both live to adulthood, and we're actually very close right now, and I haven't bitten him in years. And now back to the furniture. I like to get a brush and brush off the majority of the dust before getting a wet lint-free cloth and wiping the rest of it off. You may have to rinse out your lint-free cloth depending on how dusty your piece is. This one was really dusty. Just once it's dry, drag your fingers across and make sure it's completely smooth and completely clean before you start painting. Now, before anybody goes and gets upset that I'm painting this piece, I would like to remind you that it was literally in the trash, and I did save it from the landfill. Now, for everyone who can still enjoy this video, even though I'm painting this piece, let's get on with the informational part. This is a paint sprayer that I bought from Harbor Freight. It is about the $100 range. I have it connected to my 8-gallon air compressor, which isn't a big enough air compressor to do this job all in once, so I did have to take multiple breaks in order to let the air compressor build back up. If you have watched my channel for any amount of time, you know that I love color. mean, you can tell by my hair. But neutrals sell really fast in my area. So whites, grays, beiges. The thing is, I myself, being a colorful person, have a difficult time just painting something white or just painting something gray. So I like to do a little extra, say it with me now, pizzazz on some of these pieces. This is an antiquing glaze called Amber Honey. Now I've clear coated the chalk paint in, so therefore it is no longer porous, and I can apply this glaze and then wipe it back with a lint-free cloth. Chalk paint being super porous, if you don't clear coat it and then you put anything, a wax or a glaze or something like that on top of it, it's going to suck it in and you won't be able to wipe it back with any sort of control. I knew with this piece that I didn't want any grunge. I wanted full control. I wanted to be able to wipe this completely off if I didn't like it. So I clear coated it with a satin clear coat, and then I applied the glaze before wiping it back once again with a wet lint-free cloth. That gave me as much control. Now if you wipe too much back, put a little bit more on and then be a little more gentle with your cloth as you're wiping it back. So even on the sides of the drawer here, I wanted there to be just a little bit of glaze. So I used the extra residue that was still on my cloth and wiped the open spaces with it. I did have to come in and rinse my cloth periodically because there just gets so much glaze buildup on it that you're just wiping it. There's no way to wipe it clean because you're using a dirty rag, you know? And here we are once again learning creative ways to reach tall things. And then, you know, I had to go order some more what?
So the new hardware I bought has a little bit more gold to it than the bronzy look of the old hardware. So we're going to see if we can kind of mix it in a little bit, because I don't want to buy new hardware if I don't have to. Kind of goldy bronzy.
That's totally a word.
So first we're going to cover gold, then we're going to put on bronze.
Not quite.
Maybe a little more gold.
Yeah, you can try that. Nope.
Okay. Now let's try the bronze.
Whatever you say. What else you got?
Let's add a little bit of copper.
Yeah, that might help. Still not quite.
Maybe a little bit of black.
Sure, why not? Okay, I'm starting to see it now. Getting closer.
It's closer.
That's pretty close. I think that's what you should go
I think
with.
that's pretty close. That's what we're going to go with.
Hey, that's what I said. Look at us all in sync.